Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Quant Network, aka QNC. And for all those QNC holders out there, leave down in the comments how your weekend went. I'd love to hear from you guys. And also hit that like button if you guys have been enjoying the overall price action in the market. And for those that are not subscribed, by the end of this video, if you guys did find something interesting, maybe you learned something new, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update, because over 50% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. And you guys are probably missing out on some incredible news and also insights around this market that maybe you guys didn't know about. So with that in mind, let's just dive in, and let's start off with this tweet here from Anderson. And we actually do see a response from Just a Tech Guy, and we do see most of crypto market is a graveyard, a mirage, thousands and thousands of coins having some supposed market cap value on coin market cap, while in reality not useful since no one is buying and selling the coin anymore. No liquidity. What do you see? Exactly. The market is much smaller than portrayed. Hence why I'm uber bullish on the next 3 to 5 years. I've always said 2 to 5 years, but hey, we're fine with 3 to 5. Tokenization of real legal assets, and now with 10 times the liquidity / financial inclusion, real-time settlement, and interoperability. Bitcoin cycles are the past, get with the future. And yeah, I really do think that people need to take a step back and realize just how early we are in this market still. We have a ton of assets in this space that are complete garbage, complete nonsense. They don't even, really need to be listed on CoinMarketCap because most of them are just complete nonsense. A lot of the price moves that we do see in crypto are speculative. Nobody really knows what's happening behind some of these assets, but the ones that we do know about, the ones that we have been really researching, the utility gems, the ones that have real partnerships in place, the ones that are being utilized globally already, these are the ones that I put a ton of trust behind, because I'm very confident that going forward, we will see them utilized 10 times, 100 times, or even 1,000 times more than they are being utilized right now. Now, the big question here, right? The big question is, okay, what are those assets? Well, we've been doing a ton of research. We've been looking at XRP, Quant, we've been looking at Algorand, XLM, HBAR, Casper. There's so many of them. Right now, yeah, everyone's looking for that quick, price action move. All right, yeah, can I make $100,000 in a week? Can I make $1 million by the end of the month? Like, everybody's looking for quick price action, but in all reality, things are moving slower than what most people are anticipating. And when I say slower, I mean things are moving pretty quick, just not as fast as most people have anticipated. When we take a look at Quant, though, right, I look at what's the next major obstacle to success around crypto. It's most likely going to be regulations. I think that regulations are going to be the biggest obstacle right now, or at least that's what I'm seeing in terms of the focus point. So we do see from Just a Tech Guy, you may be scared of regulation for your crypto investments. I'm celebrating because it means more demand for my assets. And we do see QNC and we do see Quant. Regulation, the next step for adoption. Market regulation in Europe will clarify the rules for secondary trading, giving fund managers new reassurances to consider tokenization. Oh, and recession, that puts great pressure in reducing costs through using more efficient DLT-based solutions. CBDCs can unlock 5% of GDP, which are now spent on inefficiencies. And yeah, I think the biggest thing that a lot of people kind of don't realize behind DLT is the fact that utilizing this technology, utilizing, a few of these processes could ultimately change the entire global landscape around the economy. Reducing cost, unlocking working capital. These are efficiencies that 99% of all businesses, corporations, financial institutions, governments, etc. will love to utilize. They will race out to utilize these efficiencies because at the end of the day, it's all about capital flow. How can we get money flow? How can we get, positive net money flow? These are the solutions that they're looking at. And also, when we take a look at Quant and we look at the upside potential of Quant itself, right? It's not just what they are doing with other assets. Trust me, we're going to be talking about that. But we do see from Greg Lunt 27 over on Twitter, official documents from Oracle reveal that QNC will be integrated across 10 multi-trillion-dollar sectors. This got posted back in November. How many people were paying attention to this back in November? I doubt that there was a large amount. Because in November, when we seen all of the announcements happening with FTX and all this kind of stuff, everybody thought the whole world was doomed. we were buying utility gems. We were buying LCX. We were buying ALBT. We were buying QNT. We were buying, a whole bunch of utility gems on this channel. I've mentioned it many times, right? And the crazy thing about this is that even today, when we take a step back and look at a lot of these tokens that are starting to pump and, everyone's saying, oh, I missed this, I missed that. You haven't missed anything. We are still very early in this nascent industry. This industry that is being touted as a high risk to the entire financial institutional monetary system. The funny thing is that what's really risky is what our government does with our monetary system. Printing astronomical amounts of money, diluting the overall supply of fiat currency, all while allowing inflation to roar to astronomical heights, absolutely kill money flow. I mean, ultimately speaking, crypto is the next evolution of money, of finance, it's the next evolution of technology as we know it. And when we take a look at Quant, yeah, I do think that Quant will hit trillions of dollars in market cap eventually. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen next year. It's not going to happen 2 years from now. No, it's going to happen eventually, in time. Patience is a virtue, and patience will pay off in time. And I do think that we take a look at a lot of like the partnerships that Quant has in place. Like, for an example, Oracle. Like, Oracle is a huge giant, 430,000 plus clients, generating $44 billion in revenue in the last 12 months alone. They are a cloud infrastructure. They are one of the fastest growing cloud infrastructures out there. And we even do see like Gartner Inc. suggest that OCI may eventually pass Google, AWS, and even Microsoft. But yeah, we've taken a look at DLT technology, and we've taken a look at some of these corporations that are adopting in DLT technology. In my opinion, I think that they will be the big winners in terms of like the tech race, because ultimately speaking, those that do adopt DLT first will be on the upper hand advantage of the competitive market, or whatever competitive market that they are in. In this case, we look at the cloud-based market. But let's skip down here to the markets that we know that, one, interoperability is crucial for, but also why Quant will disrupt them. So we do see down here, enterprises are aggressively exploring blockchain-based solutions, so it stands to reason Oracle will continue referring clients to Quant Network in mass. A recent deck confirms that 10 plus multi-trillion-dollar verticals is already servicing in a meaningful way. And we do see they are banking and financial services, $22.5 trillion, manufacturing, $45 trillion, and logistics, $5 trillion, food, $9 trillion, agriculture, $12.5 trillion, and CPG, $2 trillion, education, $3 trillion, healthcare, $8 trillion, retail, $4 trillion, government and public services. This is a questionable one. We don't know what the amount there is, but all we know right now is that we are starting to see an aggressive acceleration of adoption around DLT and blockchain technology. And when we take a look at what Quant is doing, 99% of adoption for DLT will be through a bridge from traditional finance to DLT. I've talked about this. This is why I say like Quant is going to empower the next adoption cycle of crypto. It's crucial. We need bridges. We need bridges between traditional finance and the future of finance, which is going to be most likely centered on the internet of value around crypto and DLT. And we also look at DLTs themselves, right? Like the ultimate interoperability token is QNT. That's what we're seeing from Son and L11 over here. And I agree 100%. When we take a look at the legacy system and we take a look at, crypto as well, these are two worlds that are completely split apart. A lot of people in the past have said, okay, well, it's going to be easy for them to come over to crypto. It's not. In fact, even for the retail sector, it's very hard to have on and off ramps to and from crypto. So if you think about how hard it is for the retail sector, imagine how hard it is for like the enterprise grade sector or the financial institution grade sector. But we're starting to see things change. And Quant is becoming the big key advantage behind all of it. We actually do see over here QNT multi-ledger token developed 3 years ago, works the same and runs additionally on private DLTs as well as plus also burn/mints legacy fiat, the ultimate interoperability token. And you actually do see that here in terms of like a private DLT. And then down here we do see cross-chain transfer protocol. CCTP is a permissionless on-chain utility that can burn native USDC on the source chain and mint native USDC on the same amount on a destination chain. We actually do see up here, this is with like when we take a look at like a few things happening around some of these crypto platforms, like this is going to be the game changer around like stable coins and, you know, even the future of what we possibly can think of fiat, because again, a lot of people think CBDCs, stable coins, they'll all coexist. They most likely will, but we do see this technology is being mass implemented by the IDB, owned by 48 banks across 12 Latin American countries. Each participant can bring their own technology and legacy infrastructure, and MLT tokens run on it all. MIT and QNT made a paper on it, as you guys do see down here, implementing a CBDC, the challenges, the solution, all that kind of stuff. And by the way, yes, we have been discussing CBDCs for a very long time on this channel. I also do believe that Quant is going to be a big leader behind the CBDC move. We've talked about this as well. I do think that, again, interoperability is going to be the biggest obstacle to success around a global CBDC platform. But we do see MLTs are also suspected to be implemented in other insane scale ecosystems like the DC JPY or SDX Helvetia, RTGS interoperability with Corda. QNT is truly ahead of its time. And by the way, you guys can see like the DC JPY network consisting of Japanese mega banks and Japanese enterprise/government agencies is likely being used on Hyperledger. And by the way, Hyperledger has a direct exposure and connection to Quant, as you guys are probably all aware, through its private and public DLT-based infrastructure. But also, right, how does this all correlate to crypto itself and all these DLTs? Because if Quant is being the main leader behind this, how does it allow for all other DLTs and other tokens to coexist? Well, it's very simple, right? Almost every single one of the major utility tokens that I've talked about on this channel, like LCX, Hedera, and all of them, have some sort of exposure to Quant. In fact, LCX partnered with Quant back in April of 2021 to advance CBDC settlement implementation. We also seen Constellation, aka DAG, have their major partnership with Quant back in 2019 of December. This is to help enterprises procure blockchain technology and enable interoperability with security at scale. And then we also did see exposure to XDC back in June of last year. We also did see Polkadot have support for its mainnet back in April of last year as well. And then, of course, Polygon as well. Almost every single blockchain technology out there or DLT out there has some exposure to Quant. And I think that it really goes back to 2021 when I seen this tweet from Dread Bongo. And I'm pretty sure that we talked about this back in 2021 as well. I might be wrong. I was making a ton of content on QNT back in 2021 and even 2022. And we do see QNT is not competition. It will help all projects reach their full potentials via Overledger. Doesn't matter what the project is, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, etc., all of them there. QNT improves these by offering any-to-any interoperability. Yes, when we take a look at what Quant is doing, it's very similar to this tweet here from Anderson, where Overledger is the roads, and you could put in any crypto here. It could be XRP, XLM, it could be any of them. They are the cars. So as we focus on this, right, like, do we really need QNT for XRP to realize its true value? Not necessarily. Like, we even see this response down here. It's more like for an enterprise, Overledger makes it easy to connect to all sorts of blockchains while adhering to the highest safety standards and regulations. Not just blockchains, but connecting to its legacy systems as well. In my opinion, it's too different to compare it to XRP. And yeah, I can't compare QNT to anything out there. Because again, when we take a look at comparisons and the overall competitive advantage for QNT compared to anything else, there really isn't much competition out there. A lot of people think Link and QNT, but no, there's just, like, in my opinion, there's no comparison to it. But the way that I look at this is I believe that Quant will help all of these other assets realize their true value. Because at the end of the day, like I said, even with retail, it's very hard to have an on and off ramp to and from crypto. Now think about enterprises, think about financial institutions, all of them. They will need help exploring this technology. And who's there to help? Quant with Overledger. So Quant and Overledger helps simplify the entire adoption mechanism around DLT and crypto, simplifying it to the the most simplest factor possible to get into this entire industry, utilize this entire industry's power and potential to its maximum. And that, to me, is infinite value. It's truly infinite value. We don't know where QNT will go in price, but a good start would be $1,000 per QNT. After that, yeah, then we can kind of talk more predictions and stuff like that. Because again, I've always shared my thoughts on why I believe that QNT will be as big, if not bigger than Bitcoin. I've talked about the prices on QNT getting to those higher targets. In my opinion, as we do focus on the road to mass adoption from like the enterprise grade sector and the institutional grade sector, I just don't see a world where QNT isn't a dominant leader within crypto if it is going to be the bridges and the roads that all of these assets do get utilized over, which I would love to see that. A network of networks around DOT with the legacy infrastructure kind of, tied to each other. And that's a world that's kind of happening already. We're starting to see the discussions on how can we adopt this? How can we utilize this? How can we regulate it? Okay, let's do it. So yeah, the next evolution, most likely regulations, but I'm very excited for the future around crypto and DLT technology. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because I'm a free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.